Hello everyone, welcome to Manasvi Gunjalolu channel. This is Manasvi. Today's topic is journal. Okay, in this class we will know about what is the meaning of journal, what is the pro forma of journal and some example. Now first see the meaning of journal. The word journal means a daily record. Okay, it is a derived from the French word jour, which means a day. Journal means a daily record of business transaction. Now, business transactions are entered in the journal in chronological order. What is the meaning of this chronological order? Chronological order means a date wise. Okay, first we will enter the transactions in the journal like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, like that. Okay, now this book is also called as virginal book or primary book. Journal is also known as a virginal book or primary book. Why it is called as a primary book? Because all the transactions are recorded in the first time in the journal. Further accounts are made in different accounts like ledger, trial balance, final accounts. Now the first transactions are entered in the journal. That's why it is called as a primary book. So the process of entries are made in the journal is called as a journalizing. Now see what is the pro forma of journal. Pro forma of journal. So journal contains 5 columns. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now see the pro forma of journal. Pro forma of journal. So in the journal it contains 5 columns. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. This first column contains date. Second column contains particulars. Third column contains LF number, that is a ledger folio number. Next column is debit amount. The next is credit amount. Now see here, in this date column we write as a date. For example, 1st January 2024. Next, 2nd January, 3rd January, like that. Okay, journal. In the journal we write the dates in a chronological order. On the head we write as a journal entries in the books of any name. Okay, this will name given in your question. Okay, in your examination first you have to draw the pro forma. On that main heading is journal entries in the books of Ram, journal entries in the books of Sham. Okay, that's why right here Next is after the date we write as an particulars. In this particulars we will write debit, credit. For example, cash account data to sales account. Cash account data to sales account. How we write in the particular? See here, start this line. Okay, cash account, at the ending you must write dr. Dr means debit side. Okay, cash account data. Next is what is there? To sales. Okay, to sales. So leave some space relating to this margin. To sales account. Credit side we did not write a CR. Instead of we writing credit, we use the word to sales account. Cash account data to sales account. After writing this entry, we must write the narration. Narration means what? Brief description of the entry. Okay, like in that narration we start with the word being. These are the being cash sales, received in cash. Okay, like this we write the narration. After writing the narration, draw the margin. Okay, next is LF number. LF number means ledger folio, means page number. Okay, these are the transactions are entered in the ledger. In which page? That page number are right here. Presently in our exams, leave this column. We don't write any page numbers in the ledger folio. Next is debit amount, credit amount. How much amount is there? For example, 5,000. 5,000 is in the debit amount. Credit is not there na. So leave this credit, right? The next is to sales account. So this 2 is there na. This is on the credit side. So we write the amount on the credit side. Rupees 5,000. 5,000. Okay. Leave this space na. This. So 2 means says that it is on a credit side. Okay, to sales account. We write the amount in the credit side. And remember one point, whenever we write the transactions in the journal, then the time debit must be equals to the credit. How much is there on the debit side? It must be equals to the credit side. Suppose you wrote 3,000, you wrote 5,000. So this is not correct. Anywhere, remember that is that amount is getting equal or not. First see. 5,000, 5,000. Okay, so this is the process how the entries are made in the journal. Now see some examples. So first example is, so first the owner wants to start the business. Example is Mr. Ganesh commenced business with cash rupees 1 lakh. Okay, this is the first transaction in our problems. Okay, so what is the transaction? Mr. Ganesh commenced business with cash rupees 1 lakh. Okay, remember one point. First you have to write the journal entries in the books of accounts. First you have to read the transaction carefully. Mr. Ganesh commenced business with cash rupees 1 lakh. After reading the transaction, identify the transaction. Means what? In this identify transactions means what? Is that is a real account or personal account or a nominal account. So here every transaction has two or more than two aspects. Remember this also, every transaction has two or more aspects. Okay, now in this, one is Ganesh aspect, then second one is cash aspect. Now see here, Ganesh is coming to which account? Ganesh is a person name. Ganesh is a personal account. Then next is cash. Cash is come under the real account. Next is Ganesh is come under the personal account. Now see here, business is commenced with a cash. Okay, anywhere, anytime we writing the transactions in the journal, we have to think from the business point of view. Okay, in this cash is coming into the business. In the cash, first is cash is which account? Real account. What is the rule of real account? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is coming into the business. So on the debit side, first we want to write cash account debtor. Then next is Ganesh account. Ganesh is a personal account. He is giving cash into the business. So he is the giver. So what is the rule of personal account? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So he is the giver. He will come under the credit side. Leave some space here to Ganesh capital account. Ganesh capital account. How much is the amount is? Rupees 1 lakh. Rupees 1 lakh. So date is 1st January 2024. After writing this, we have to write a narration. So how to write the narration? Being business started. Being business started with cash rupees 1 lakh. Okay, being business started with rupees 1 lakh. Okay, this is the first transaction. Now see, next transaction is purchased goods. Purchased goods rupees 80,000 in cash. Purchased goods in cash. So this is a cash transaction. First, we identify the transaction. How many aspects are there? Okay, that aspects are coming to which account? Now see here, purchased goods rupees 80,000 in cash. So purchases means what? Goods are coming into the business. Okay, purchases goods. How? In cash. Generally cash is coming into which account? Is real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Purchases goods means goods are like assets. Okay. Goods are coming into the assets. Goods means here any example you say, machinery, furniture, stock, like that. Okay. Now see what is the entry? Purchased goods. Goods are coming into the business. Debit what comes in. Okay. Here asset name is not given. Goods name we did not write in the transaction. Okay. Write only as purchases. For cash account. How much is the amount is? 80,000. 80,000. Date is 2nd January 2024. So narration is purchased goods for cash. Purchased goods for cash. This is the entry for the purchases of goods. Now see the next entry is sold goods. Now purchased is completed. Na? Next is sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash. Third transaction is sold goods for cash. Sold goods for cash. For cash is rupees 50,000. Okay, now see here, sold goods for cash. Whenever we sold the assets in receive, what we received? Cash is received. So cash is coming into the business. So generally cash is an a real account. So real account rule is what? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So debit what comes in. Here what is going out of the business? Goods are going out of the business. Sorry. So this is also real account. So here goods name is not given. So we did not write goods in the books of accounts. Just we write as an a sales. Now see the entry is 3rd January. What is coming in the debit side is cash account data to sales account. How much is the amount is? Rupees 50,000. Next is 50,000. Now what is the narration is goods sold for cash. Goods sold for cash. Okay, this is the entry for sold goods for cash. Then next see the transaction is cash received from Madhu. The next transaction is 4th date. Cash received from Madhu. Cash received from Madhu, rupees 30,000. Now in this transaction, what are the two aspects? One is cash and next one is Madhu. So cash is which type of an account? Real account. We are receiving or giving? Received. What is the rule for this real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Received means what comes into the business now. So this cash will come under the debit side. Cash received from Madhu. Generally Madhu will come under the personal account. What is the rule of this personal account is debit the receiver, credit the giver. We received cash from Madhu. So this person is the giver. So he will come under the credit side. Now what is the entry for this is cash received from Madhu is cash account debtor. Cash account debtor to Madhu account. Now what is the narration? Being cash received from Madhu. Being cash received from Madhu. How much is the amount is? Rupees 30,000. 30,000. Okay. Whenever you received the cash from some persons, this is the entry. The next transaction is rent paid or any expenses paid. 5th transaction is rent paid rupees 8,000. Rent paid rupees 8,000. How we pay the rent? In the form of cash only. Okay. Now rent is coming into which account? Generally rent is an expenses. These expenses are all come under this nominal account. What is the rule of this nominal account? Rule of nominal account is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Okay, nominal account. So what is the rule of this nominal account is debit all expenses and losses. So generally rent is an expenses. Rent will come under the debit side. How we pay the rent? In the form of cash. So cash is coming in which account is real account. So what is the rule of this real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Here we pay the rent in the form of cash. So cash is going out. So cash will come under the credit side. Now see the entry is 5th date. So rent will come under the debit side is rent account debtor. Leave some space here to cash account. Amount is 8,000. Now what is the narration is being rent paid in the form of cash. In the form of cash. This is the narration for this transaction. Now see the next transaction is withdraw goods for personal use. Withdraw goods for personal use. Rupees amount is withdraw goods for personal use. So withdraw means drawings. Drawings will come under the personal account. Personal account. What is the rule of this personal account is debit the receiver, credit the giver. So withdraw goods for personal use. Why we use this word drawings means this person draw the goods for personal use. For example, instead of this personal use, for example, office use is there, it is not as an drawings. It will means that cash is coming into the his personal expenses. So here drawings will come under the personal account. Personal account rule is debit the receiver, credit the giver. So this drawings is coming into the side of debit side. Now how he withdraw goods? Goods means what? Purchases. Purchases means what? Any assets. Okay, this will come under the real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So these goods are goes out of the business. So this will come under this credit side. Now the rule is for this real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Here goods are going out of the business. That's why this will come under the credit side. Now see the entry is drawings account debtor. Drawings account debtor to purchases account. Amount is rupees 80,000. Rupees 80,000. Suppose sometimes in the transaction instead of goods here cash is there. At that time instead of purchases you have to write to cash. Drawings account debtor to cash account. Here goods are there. That's why I have to write here purchases. Now the narration is being goods withdraw for personal use. Personal use. On which date? 6th date. This is the entry for this drawings. The next entry is, the next transaction is goods sold to Naveen. Rupees 50,000. Goods sold to Naveen 50,000. First identify the transaction. How many accounts will come under this transaction is? One is sales. Next one is Naveen. Okay. Now here goods sold. For whom? Naveen. Naveen is come under this personal account. Here Naveen is the receiver of the goods. So what is the rule of personal account? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Naveen is the receiver of the goods. So Naveen will come into the side of debit side. Here goods is going out of the business when we sold. Okay, this sales will come under the credit side. So this entry is on 7th date. Naveen account data. Naveen account data to sales account. Amount is rupees 50,000. 50,000. Now what is the narration? Being goods sold on credit. Being goods sold on credit. Okay, this is the narration. After writing the entry, draw the 2 lines. Okay, so these are the journal entries. Okay, thanks for watching. For more videos, please subscribe Manasvi Gunjalalu channel.